One of the great things about the neuroscience program at WSU is that students are required to get involved in either research or some outreach project, and so we get to know the students really well. It's a relatively small program. There's 5 core faculty right now.
Currently our neuro classes have 10 to 20 students, which means that each student gets a lot of individual attention. And that rather than big lectures, a lot of our classes are very interactive.
You're able to get one-on-one attention from the faculty, as well as we have a wide array of different laboratory opportunities that cover a whole host of different subjects, and there's many opportunities there for incoming students to get independent research projects going.
And particularly when we're dealing with, here at Madison High School today, actually, where we're working with, entering high school freshmen, involving, our students from WSU Vancouver who are, participating in these kinds of neuroscience outreach efforts. The brains of adolescents are undergoing, dramatic structural change, and they're very, very interested in learning, why it is, that they are the way they are, they become the way they become.
I started out as an undergraduate here majoring in biology when they didn't have the program, but now that they do, I'm excited to be able to interact more with undergraduate students who are excited about neuroscience, as excited as I am, and I'm studying neuroscience myself, to be able to get them involved in the research that I'm doing in neuroscience so that way they can have hands-on experience in the neuroscience program.
Entering the field of neuroscience now promises to be a very exciting endeavor for quite some time to come.
Well, traditionally, science has been taught in a format where there's scientists and there's non-scientists, and let's weed them out, which is which. Increasingly, in this day and age, there's no distinction. Everyone needs to learn science. They need to know the scientific method and how to apply that to their lives, to their jobs, to society at large, to their families. And it's almost a human rights thing, in my opinion, that people need to know about science. And what better way to teach science than through learning about your own brain?
And then the research experience is really great because it gets the student into the lab where they're going to learn things from actually doing it as opposed to from in a classroom situation. And in addition, they're going to get letter recommendation for the work that they do because the faculty will get to know them fairly well. So I think that's the big advantage of being on this campus and doing neuroscience.
And the terrific part about this is that the students get a lot of experience with the scientific method, that is, how do you conduct science? How do you get things done? How do you make progress in science? And the way they find out that this is done is through a lot of tedious experiments and a lot of frustration and a lot of failures. And a lot of science, when you think about it, is based on failures and how to turn those failures into successes.
I think the skills that undergraduate neuroscience students learn here are applicable not just in graduate school, where students do more in-depth research, but in professional careers as well, like medical school or dental school. Because these skills really teach critical thinking and logic, and those are skills that are needed in most professions.
We have small class sizes, and we provide great hands-on opportunities for undergraduate students, not only to learn fundamental concepts of neuroscience, but also to learn how to critically think, how to do different types of research techniques, so that they can have great skills once they go out into the real world.